Hey there, Dani here. Welcome to my ramblings. Tonight, while I was listening to my motivational videos, and my car had to be parked and left there for now. Tomorrow, I've got to change out a wheel bearing. The last one was the passenger side rear. Now I gotta do front passenger side. Something on that passenger side. And then October, like I said, I'm gonna sit down and do a bunch of I'm gonna spend some extra time and money into fixing up the rest of the stuff that I need to, because I've fixed so much on this damn car in the last year that I've owned it. I might as well just finish fixing it all. It had 105,000 miles on it when I bought it. It's 25 years old, so at some point it had to sit somewhere. The interior is in spectacular shape. And I've only put 31,000 miles on it, so I might as well keep it. Let's just finish fixing it. As soon as it cools off here a little bit, I'm gonna finally pull the dashboard apart and get the heater core for it. But I didn't come on here to talk to you about that. Now you see how my brain works, right? I can get off on another conversation real easily. I'll bring us back though. So here, let's bring it back. What I'm going to talk to you tonight about is love. So last night I talked about your backyard and it being privacy fenced, and it was your space, where your love is, and boundaries are a gate. Well, your house is also part of the love. The house is the structural piece of it, the solidness. It protects you from those who want to cause you harm. Okay? Because that's what a house does, right? It protects you from the elements and from others who may want to cause you harm. So, your love is a house. That door, you allow. Only specific people get to come through that door. But in order to have that house, when a person, when architecture or a home builder, anything, literally goes to set up building up a house, they set their mind on what they're going to build. They draw plans for it. It's drawn out. They build a sturdy foundation. When I was a child, I grew up in Wisconsin. 95%, if not more, of homes have basements, full basements. So I just assumed that everywhere you went, everybody had basements. And then I moved to Oklahoma. And they live in Tornado Alley. 95% of those places don't have basements. What? Now I'm confused. What are you talking about? And then I moved out here to so in Oklahoma, most of them had crawl spaces. So you get under and you know, work on plumbing or whatever else. Then I moved out here to Phoenix. There's not even crawl spaces here. Literally, it is cement and a house. So, this got me to thinking, why the big discrepancy? Well, as I educated myself, because my curiosity got the better of me. In Wisconsin, it's so cold up there. The earth is the way that it freezes It has to be dug. You have to dig the foundation at least 6 feet down. Or I think it's, no, I'm sorry. I think it's only 3 feet down. So the common thought process is you're already going 3 feet down. You might as well just go the extra 3 feet down so then you can have the basement. Is kind of how it was explained and kind of my understanding of it in simplest form. So when you get to Oklahoma, they don't freeze like they do in Wisconsin. But they have horrible storms and whatever else. So their stuff is buried. And so it makes sense that it comes up and you have the crawl space so you can get under there and take care of what you need to. Because at some point you're going to have to deal with your pipes. Well, back home in Wisconsin, those were in your basement. And when I was in Oklahoma, they were in the crawl space. Then I got here, and they're in the walls. There's nothing going under your house here. And as I started to realize this stuff, and the differences due to the earth and the temperature outside, and how that has a bearing on the way that they build in different areas, I got to thinking about it. And I thought, so each foundation under a house is built based off of the area it's in. So if you take that into context, then you have to take into context that in order to build a house of love, you must build a solid foundation. And part of that foundation is you actually learning to love yourself, flaws and all. Because the more you can build your lightness and your darkness, your yin and your yang, your masculine and your feminine, whatever you want to call it that fits and makes sense to you. I don't care which way you say it. But you have to learn to love yourself all the way. You've got to learn to stop talking to yourself in such a negative manner. Would you dare talk to your friend or a loved one the way you talk to yourself in your head? You would never think of that. Never. You would never think of that. Oh, you would never talk to a friend or a loved one the way that you talk to yourself. Why do you talk to yourself that way? Because you've been preconditioned to? Because you've been taught rules that need to be followed? Why do you talk so horribly to yourself? The truth is, the way you would treat somebody that you love or you care about is how you should treat yourself. And until you learn to treat yourself that way, your life's going to be in chaos. It's going to be you bleeding all over people. It's going to be hurt and pain. It's going to be heartbreak. It's going to be loneliness. It's going to be depression. It's going to be anxiety. It's going to be panic. It's going to be all of it. You have to build a solid foundation for who you are individually. Once you build that foundation, which you are kind of like the different areas. We're not all the same. We're all different. So you have to build your foundation. You have to talk to yourself kindly. You have to treat yourself how you would treat others. And if you treat others poorly, that's because that's how you treat yourself. Your outside appearance, the way that the world perceives you, is based off of what you're showing them. And so if you're perceived as an asshole or a bitch, I really don't care. If you're perceived as either one, by a majority of people, you're perceived that way because that's how you feel inside. You got to stop talking to yourself like that. You got to build that solid foundation of who you are. Then you can build the house. Then you can learn. Then you can learn how, when you need to get away from all of the chaos, you can go in your house. You built that sturdy foundation internally. You are in 100% connection with the man upstairs. All you got to do is go back in your house and sit with him. He'll give you discernment and clarity. He'll tell you exactly where he wants you to go. And how he communicates with you is going to be different for every single person. But it's going to be specific to you. And you'll know what it is. Nobody else will, but you will. And for a long time, you'll keep it quiet. You'll know exactly. But you're able to then go back out into your backyard, and enjoy whatever it is that you have back there, and have your gates wide open, and freely share back and forth with other people love. But you have to put up a boundary. That doesn't mean that you have to go running back into the house. The boundary makes it so you can still be out here interacting with other people. When you get overwhelmed, because there are going to be a lot of people that are going to test your boundaries. That's the battle between God and Satan. It's all love. He wants you to know how much he loves you. Satan doesn't want you to. Coldness, bitterness and hardening your heart are how the devil wins. So you have to know how to put those boundaries in place. And when too many times you have to put boundaries in place with a bunch of people around you, because it's going to happen from time to time, that's when you go back into your house. You sit with him. After a while of this happening, there comes a point where you don't ever want to leave your house. You're just done with anything. That is when you're really going to build your relationship with him. You're really going to learn how to hear his voice. How to know that he's speaking to your heart. Telling you what you need to do. Showing you exactly how he's guiding you. And you'll start to see it. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care what anybody tells you. I don't care if it's science. I don't care if it's professors. I don't care who the hell it is. There are no fucking coincidences. They don't exist. Coincidences do not exist. They don't exist. And God is the creator. He created you. He created me. He created all of us. Do you know what that means? What does it mean when you create something? Once the house is built, it's built, right? You just have to keep the upkeep. He built you. He built you. He created you in love. You are love. You just don't know how to get to it. And I'm going to help you get to learn how to understand that love. My biggest question when I was a child, as a teenager, and I went through Bible studies, was, why do bad things happen to good people? That question perplexed me. I had to have an answer. And I read books, and I had people, try to explain it to me about faith and everything else. But the way they explained it to me, I thought, well, that doesn't make any sense to me. What do you mean I'm supposed to just believe there's this guy sitting up on a throne up above. I just have to believe in him, and that's it. That's what faith is. No, that's not. That's not faith at all. That's belief in make-believe. He's not. That's not how it works. He's all around us. He's in us. He's everywhere. Why do you think he tells us we're in his likeness? Why do you... He made us in love. Do you not see that the whole battle between not good and evil, not black and white, but heaven and hell, God and Satan? Do you see what the battle is? The battle is love. How many people can they get to not love themselves versus how many people can they get to love themselves? Think about it. Build your foundation. Learn to love yourself. You find your true authentic self in that. And the world becomes so different. And if the more people could grasp this fact, we'd live in a much safer world. It's not about getting rid of guns. It's not about taking criminals out and punishing them. It's about love. And the more you get closer in your relationship with the man upstairs, the more you have this love, and you know it's love. And at that point you realize, if we all were love, if we were all on our walk with the man upstairs, it really would be this simple. There would be too many people that when a criminal or something happens, they'd be stepping up and doing what God would ask of them. Let's really get real. That poor girl on the bus recently. We can blame the judge. We can blame whatever we want. The honest to God truth is, whether we want to admit it or not, look at the people that sat there on that bus while she got stabbed. My question, and a lot of people's question, was, why didn't they help? Because we've been taught to be desensitized to this. Like, oh my God, I'm sorry. Those people that sat on that bus, I have a better question for you. Weren't you afraid that when he got done stabbing her, he was coming after you? Because if I was on that bus, we'd have all been up jumping him. Even if we got hurt, we could have taken him out and possibly made it so she didn't die. She may have died anyways. But the point is, how did you know he wasn't coming for you afterwards? It's a man with a weapon. You outnumbered him. Why wouldn't you take him out? Why would you sit there and go, well, God, I hope when he's done stabbing her, he doesn't stab me? That thought never ran through any of your minds? If we could get back to people loving each other and learning to live in love, the honest to God truth is, that wouldn't have happened. And I'll tell you why it wouldn't have happened. Because everybody on that bus would have been more like myself. They would have stood up. Or there's several other people that I know that would have done the same exact thing. So if everybody on that bus responded, that guy would have been taken down. And when that hit the news, and it kept happening and happening and happening, these criminals would stop attacking us. If the criminals knew that we citizens who aren't criminals would gang up and take them the fuck out if they fuck with anybody in public, do you think they'd be fucking around the way that they do right now? No. But it's because we're a society of, oh my God, we're so decent. Oh, something horrific's happening. Well, get your ass out there and help. What the hell? The person needs help. Are you capable of giving help? If you are not capable, don't do it. By any means, do not do it. But if you are capable, why aren't you helping? Why aren't you helping? Don't you see the battle there? That's between good and evil. Are you of God or are you of the devil? Because if you're of God, then you would be there helping as best you can. Because my first thought when I saw the video was literally, dude, that guy, he gets done stabbing her, he's probably gonna come over here and stab me. We better fucking react before we all end up dead, is what my thought process was when I watched the video. And watching that nobody did anything, there were more of you guys. Who cares that he had a knife? Y'all could have tackled him and held his hand down and his body down. There's nothing he could have done. I mean, I just, it's the solution to all of the problems going on. Literally, it is. We as a society need to come together and say, no, we're done with the evil and the criminals. You commit a crime, know that citizens are going to fucking band together and take you down. And I suggest that we make laws that state that if citizens do that to somebody, especially if they turn out to be a known repeat offender of crime, then if they should be hurt, maimed, or killed in the process of it, that's the choice they made. Why are we leaving it in everybody else's hands? Why are we making this about politics and about the Constitution? We have the fucking ability as citizens, average everyday citizens, we have the ability to change all of this. We can start taking care of each other. We can start helping each other out. And we can start banding together and saying, we're done with the criminals. We're done with the violence and always putting us in victimhood. We're done being victims. We are now going to rule it. And we're done with all of the evil. We have that ability. Why don't we use it? Because it's a great way to change it. Fighting over Dems and Republicans and Democrats, fighting over the Second Amendment. How far has that gotten us? What has it changed? You're keeping it alive. And the more that you post it on the news and everything else, the more you're supporting, you're giving them fame. We should be giving the victims fame. And imagine what the news would look like if all of those people on that bus, if all of them on that bus decided to jump that guy and restrain him while the bus driver stopped the bus and had the police coming and everything else. He'd be in cuffs or in the hospital. She might be in the hospital too. But the rest of you would be talking to the news, telling them how you took the situation over and you didn't let him win. Now you become heroes. But if you sit and watch, you just sit and watch a crime be committed, and there is possibility that you could take this, this could be dealt with properly, and this person could be put in their place. There are people there to be able to do it. And you do it. You're a hero. If you don't do it, you are just as guilty as the guy who did it, in my opinion. Because you sat and watched in horror. At no point did you think that knife could get turned on me. I don't want to get stabbed next. Let's go take this fucker down. Come on now. Do you think that criminals would be so freaking gutsy of doing this shit in public like that if we stood the fuck up and said we're not tolerating it anymore? This isn't a government issue. This isn't politics. This isn't right or wrong. This literally comes down to we have the freaking power. Let's take it back. They can't try all of us, can they? We have the ability to take the power back. You want to be a good Samaritan? That's a good way to do it. You want to be a hero? That's a good way to do it. Stop letting them have the control. They control by fear. Why do you think he's brazen enough to do it on a bus with other people there? Because he knows damn well that everybody is so afraid. He watches the same news you watch. So he knows how afraid you all are. That's why he's brazen enough to do something like that in public. And it's pretty much the same reason with, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. I loved watching his shorts and everything else. He was an amazing man. He's going to be missed. But he's even proof of it. I hope I'm wrong, but I 100% say this was an assassination. They needed to get him out. He was making progress. He was making people see things differently. He had to be taken out because of it. Who that was that took him out, I don't know. I don't care. They'll find him. That's why we're the country that we are. They'll find him. They'll take care of him. But the truth is, he needed to be silenced. Why? Because he was making progress. And I believe that if we want to honor him, that this is exactly how we honor him. We keep pushing the agenda of the man upstairs. That's how we honor him. That's how we honor that girl. It's a sad day. Sad, week? But my thoughts and prayers go out to the families of both of them. Because they need God's strength. They need him to be there in his strength. So let's pray that that's what he gives to them. And let's honor, which will give the family strength. Let's honor them by saying, we have had enough. You are not committing crimes in public anymore. We're done with you. You don't run the show. We are the people here. We outnumber you criminals. Come on now. All right, I'll get off my soapbox. The truth is once you learn to love yourself and find your true authentic self, you can see all this stuff and you're just like, do they realize what's going on here? So I just wanted to share my view of what I'm seeing. I'm not telling you to go out and get yourself involved in things like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that it's the concept of, if everybody would have taken that guy out, what would have happened? Why don't more people do that? Because they're afraid. It's all fear. You are controlled. We are all controlled by fear. God is love. And when they say fear God, they're not talking about fearing him as in the fear you know. When you have this peace and this freedom and this love with him, you fear him because you never want to lose it. You want this to stay all the time. So you work even harder to make sure that you are staying connected as much as possible. Because it's not that you fear him. You fear not having the peace, the freedom, and the love. And once you have that, the world's a totally different place. And if more people could come to this way of thinking, we got some brilliant minds out here that we could come up with ways of figuring this out without having to turn it into a battle. Because what are we doing? We're battling crime by battling each other. So, how does that work? You got criminals, and you got people saying that we need to criminalize more stuff so the criminals can't get away with the stuff that they're doing. Criminals don't follow laws. So if you take the laws away for the Second Amendment, you unarm the law-abiding citizens, and now the criminals have free access to whatever they want because they know nobody's armed and they're not getting their guns illegally. Or they're not getting them legally, I mean. They're getting them illegally. So, go ahead, take the guns away, dumbasses. Watch crime get worse. Come on, use your brains. In reality, come on. How about making it so people don't feel like, oh, I can't. Back in the day, if somebody was acting a fool, they'd just freaking beat the guy around a little bit and send him on his way. Or beat him around a little bit and hold him until the cops got there. Nowadays, you do that, you're getting in trouble for battery. Are you fucking kidding me? We've softened our societies up so much that you're considered an outcast if you carry a gun. You're considered an outcast if you believe in the Second Amendment. We have softened up so damn much that we're really going to think that it makes sense to take the law and take away people's guns. Law-abiding citizens, mind you. A criminal does not follow the laws. That's why they're criminals. They don't follow the laws. So get rid of guns. You're opening it up so the criminals have free reign of wherever they want to go. So keep with the woke shit. Keep with the rest of it. Because that is you just pushing it towards a free-for-all for criminals. Because the whole essence of criminal is they don't follow laws. This is common sense. What the hell is wrong with our politicians and our society? All right, I'll get off my soapbox. I'm going to blame this on my friend Fred. We had a conversation earlier today about this, and I went off earlier. And it was, sorry, Fred. It was the first time that I've ever been, like, truly myself and passionate like that with him. I think it shocked. I know it shocked him. So I'm sorry, Fred. Anyways, seriously, let's have a conversation about it. The truth is, let's build the foundation. Let's get your foundations built so you can have love and we can change the way everything is going. Because it's going to hell in a handbasket. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Have a nice night. Love you.